If World War III breaks out, here's what would happen. It all depends on who's involved. If it's a war between superpowers like the USA, China, and Russia, it would be devastating. Major cities would be wiped off the map by nukes. The entire planet would be at risk of being destroyed. Entire nations could be wiped out in seconds by powerful weapons. And all of this would cause massive global destruction. But if it's a war between smaller nations, it wouldn't be as bad. There are currently 193 countries in the world. If 3 of them were to go to war, the damage would be relatively minor compared to World War II or even World War I. In fact, it would be no different than any other war that has been fought throughout human history. Bombs would be dropped, tanks would roll, and soldiers would fight for their country until one side or the other gives up. The only thing that would be different about this war is that it would be much more brutal and a lot more personal. Soldiers would have access to weapons of war that previous generations did not have, such as attack drones, cyber weapons, and autonomous killing machines. The psychological impact of this war would also be very different. Soldiers would be fighting against each other on a personal level, but they would also be fighting against technology that is specifically designed to dehumanize and de-individuate their enemy. This would make it much easier for soldiers to commit atrocities that previous generations would have considered unthinkable. The aftermath of this war would depend on who wins. If it's a war between equals, then there would be no clear victor, and the planet would be left in ruins. But if one side is clearly stronger than the other, then we could see a new world order emerge. The winning side would likely be the new superpower, and the losing side would be left to pick up the pieces. In the end, it doesn't really matter who wins or loses. World War III would be a tragedy for humanity no matter how you slice it. It would be a war unlike any other before it. It would be fought with weapons and tactics that previous generations did not have access to. It would be a war where the lines between good and evil are blurred. It would be a war where the victors are only a few and the losers are many. Now, I don't want to scare you. I just want you to be prepared. Because if World War III does break out, we need to be ready for anything. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.